Hey folks, welcome to the All Singing, All Dancing premiere for Season 2 of Magician Levels Up. For those new people, because this is a really good jumping on point, so I'm going to be pushing this episode quite a lot to get new people in. Let's recap what the channel is about. My name is Nemad Phoenix. I've been a professional magician for almost 20 years, but 10 of those years were taken up looking after my nan. So I didn't really push the business side. I just worked mostly the gigs that I got through Craig Petty's company, Slightly Unusual. I never really got myself a website sorted out or pushed myself in any way. And when my nan passed away, that kind of continued. I still didn't do any of those things because I'm also, like many magicians, quite a lazy, expert procrastinator. So I set up this channel to push me. 1 year, sets of goals in my physical well-being, my magic skill level, and my magic business. All these goals I'm going to attempt to achieve in 1 year. And the idea of the channel is you watch, you get all the information that I get out of people when I'm interviewing them to learn what I need to know. And I get you watching so that I have to do this stuff or I look like an idiot when I fail in a year. And the reason this is the second season is because I, in an early episode, recommended this book, The 12-Week Year. And I've taken the core concept of it. I haven't used all of it yet. I might reread the book this year, and see if there's any more I want to take out of it. But the basic concept is that people leave everything to the last minute in December on a normal year's goals list. So if you break it up into 4 12-week years and think of each one of those as a year, you have less time to procrastinate in the middle. So I'm doing this in 4 sets of 12-week years with a 1-week gap in between. So this is the second 12-week year starting today, Wednesday, the 9th of July 2025. So if you're just joining in, welcome. Perfect time to start. Quick side note while I'm discussing that, I also, at the early stages, recommended this book. Not a lot of people picked up on this book. I haven't heard people mentioning they've read this one after hearing me recommend it. I would recommend, once again, strongly giving this book a read. If you actually could read, accept, absorb, and do everything that book tells you, I maintain that you would have a much happier, healthier life. Actually applying and doing it, I'm still struggling with, but read this book. It's a life changer. Those are the only self-help books I'm going to be recommending on this channel. It's not that kind of channel. This is all about practical action, getting stuff done, getting these goals ticked, and finding out all the information that I need to know. That said, let's discuss briefly what went right and what went wrong in Season 1. So Season 1, it had its ups, it had its downs. Overall, didn't do too terribly. I did fix the skin on my hands. I lost a couple of stone. I did a lot of research on all the other goals. I set up plans for the future. But I think overall I'd have to say that Season 1 qualifies as a fail. There were many goals that I did not complete, and the channel did not quite go where I wanted it to go. It was supposed to be more about me and what I was doing, and I mostly focused on the interviews. Those interviews are amazing. Go back and see them if you're coming to the channel now. I seem to be able to, probably just by staring blankly at them and letting them fill the space, pull information out of these interviewees that they wouldn't want to give. See the Craig Petty interview on setting up your business and your website and marketing, or John Morton's amazing interview on basically everything you have to do for a wedding fair. Mark James gave me a good one on designing a stage show. Nicola Arcane had great stuff about theatricality and transitioning from kid shows to adult shows and back. Who else do we have? We had Stephen Simmons gave me a great interview on business. Loads of really good interviews. The interview sections are amazing. Go back and watch those. You're going to get absolute goldmine of information for your businesses. But I didn't do the rest of it. I didn't do my goals, and I did not do the videos the way I wanted them to be. So we're going to call Season 1 a fail, but that's okay. To put it into nerdy context for me, season 1 of the Magician Levels Up was season 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation, or season 1 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, or season 1 of Star Trek Voyager. All of them kind of stank to begin with, and season 2, they got better. As long as Magician Levels Up does not become Star Trek Discovery, I think we'll be fine. That said, I need to decide what I'm going to change going forward and what the new goals are. So the all-new season 2 goal list. I think one of the issues with season 1 is the goals list was far too complicated. I had 10 or 15 things that I wrote down that I wanted to do in those 12 weeks. The thinking there was that I wanted to keep it interesting for you, lots of variety on the channel. What ended up happening was I was confusing myself here and here, getting less done because I had more things on the list. So it didn't really work. So the way it's going to work this year is I'm going to keep the variety for you, because that comes from the interviews. I'll be interviewing people on all of the topics for the whole year, so that I have that information to come back to when I move on to later goals. But just for these 12 weeks, the actual activity I'll be doing, I'll be massively simplified. It's very simple. It will be number 1, maintain the same day-to-day list that I was doing before. Number 2, lose 2 stone minimum. Number 3, get my website, Facebook page and Instagram up and running efficiently and marketing me. Number 4, continue practicing close-up magic that takes more effort and more time, that actually requires me to sit and think and come up with my own routines and learn new moves rather than just the stuff that I can get out of a packet and learn in a day. And last one, a dopamine detox. It's not on the list itself, but I think it comes under the category of energy gain. I've been researching dopamine. I think I need to reprogram my brain a little bit, make myself programmed to reward myself with pleasurable activities rather than use them to avoid doing the work in the first place. So I'm going to be looking into that and doing that. That is the goals list for season 2. With regards to changes to the channel, there's quite a few of those coming as well. Most important, more vlog footage. Some of the later season videos of season 1 ended up being an intro, an outro, and an interview in between. I need much more footage of me actually doing the things that I say I'm going to do. Footage of me practicing, footage of me exercising, footage of me getting the marketing systems up and running. Stuff that's actually getting done and hopefully inspiring you to get your stuff done as well. There still will be a good number of interviews on all the topics throughout the whole channel for you to come back and check out, and hopefully they will all be as filled with great information as they were in the first year, because they really were. If they're long interviews, I'm probably going to split them. So I'll have the main video on Wednesday, and that main video will probably include a small portion of the interview, and then maybe on Fridays I will release the whole interview, so you can catch up with it if you want to see the whole thing. That way I can get more information into the Wednesday video, even if I've got a really good interview lined up for you. I think the videos up till now come across quite stilted occasionally, partly because I'm trying to get used to performing in front of a camera. I have never liked performing in front of a camera. Put me on a stage, put me next to a table full of people, or walk around at a wedding and I am golden. Put me in front of a camera, shut down. On top of that, I'm trying to present this whole positivity and motivation character to you. And anyone that knows me knows that that's not where I am now. It's what I'm trying to get to. That's the point of the channel. But I'm trying to pretend that I'm doing it, pretend that I'm there now. And anyone that knows me knows that I'm generally a mean, miserable, cynical, sarcastic git most of the time. So I'll try and let a little bit of my natural personality shine through, and hopefully I won't offend too many of you, but the videos will start to feel a little bit more natural as we go along. As season 2 progresses, I'm hoping that you'll start to see a little bit of improvement to the lighting, to the sets, to the layout, to the graphics. Let's jazz this place up a little bit. Not a lot. It's still going to be a very homegrown looking channel with some very awkward and janky jump cuts when I mess up, because I do not have eons of time. I have a lot to do, and it adds a charm. It adds a charm. I'm telling myself it adds a charm. I will also be focusing a fair amount on the Facebook community. For those of you who don't know, this channel is called Magician Levels Up because it refers to me, but I have a Facebook group called Magicians Level Up, which is for you guys. If you're a fan of the channel, if you're a subscriber, head on to there and join what I'm hoping to make the friendliest magic community on the internet. And I intend to try and keep it that way, unlike so many that have died before. There's about 100 people in there already, and they're all getting along really well, sharing performance footage, practicing, getting advice. Not a scrap of the general bitchiness that you find in most magical communities. So head yourselves to Magicians Level Up. Even I get confused by this now. Magicians Level Up, and join the Facebook group. One final thought, reviews. I don't think you really care about me giving reviews. I'll do performances of stuff occasionally that I like. If I find something I particularly appreciate, like I've just bought Daniel Madison's new Advocate and I love it, then I might make reference to it, but I'm not going to sit and make any specific reviews. There are enough review channels on the internet. That's not what this channel was about. I feel like I was just filling time when I was doing that. So I think unless you vehemently disagree with me in the comments below the video, I think we're going to scrap the review section entirely and just mention things as and when they come up naturally. So, if you've been around a while, I hope those changes sound good and you're going to come and check in more often, watch the videos every week, join the Facebook group and join in. If you're new here, and hopefully there are a few new ones here, because I would like to hit that 1,000 goal. It was a goal from the last year that I didn't quite reach. It'd just be nice to get there and have the peer pressure of 1,000 people watching me to achieve these goals. Then I hope you like the sound of what you just heard and go back, watch the interviews from season 1. They are great. Ignore the rest. And I hope to see you going forward into the future. So today is episode 1 of season 2. I said I'm going to do more. So let's do that. We're going to head off now to an interview with someone that you don't necessarily know, but he's a very good magician in his own right, and also, importantly, a web designer and web hoster, and even more importantly, a member of the Magicians Level Up Facebook group, and the man behind the logo for the Facebook group and the YouTube page, Mr. Danny Ragg. I'm going to speak briefly to Danny, a short interview, discussing everything I need to know about the basics of building a website, and then we're going to do just that. I will finish up the video interview with Danny, and as soon as I finish that video, I will pay him and get hosting, get my name, and start the website. And then over the next week, I'll start learning how to use it and put it together. So let's head off now to that interview. Hey folks, welcome to the first interview of season 2 or 12-week year 2. I've got lots of good interviews lined up for you, covering all of the goals, giving you just the same high quality information that you got at the interviews last year. As I've said, year 2 is taking a more practical direction. We're actually getting some of these goals done and getting more vlog footage of me doing stuff rather than just waffling random interviews at you. And to that end, this week's interview is someone you may not know, but he's in magic. And not only is he in magic, but he's in our very own Magician Levels Up Facebook group and is responsible for helping me with the Magician Levels Up logos and titles. He's a very good magician in his own right, but also he runs a company that I will link below that hosts websites and designs them. And that's what we're going to talk to him about today. Can we welcome Level Upper Danny Ragg. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Nam. You all right?
How's it going?
Good.
You good?
Good. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Drag the Peloton into camera to make yourself look like you're exercising, yeah?
If we're leveling up, I had to try and show what I do, so
Absolutely.
it's not been switched on for 3 months and it's gathering dust, but it's there, just, you know.
Yeah, well, mine's not, but it's not been turned on for years anyway, so, because it doesn't exist. But Danny, the reason I grabbed you at the Ferry Bridge Day of Magic is because of your web design stuff. But I don't know, I've met you a few times through Matt Cluley and through Craig. I don't know a whole hell of a lot of that. So let's get a little potted magic history of Danny Ragg off you.
Magic history. Well, I'll try and make it concise. A bit like Ryland, I've done magic since I was a kid. My dad was a magician, he was a kids entertainer. Did magic all through being a teen, used to perform in the nightclubs, making sure the queues to get in were entertained and ready for a good night. They were pretty drunk, so it was already a good night. Then I stepped aside from magic when I started doing sound engineering. I used to tour and doing theatre shows, working with bands. And I got the same love and enjoyment from performing magic and people having a good time when I did the sound for events. People used to enjoy them, they used to have a good time, and I was still, just a little part of it. Realised I couldn't continue doing the sound for money reasons, because once you got paid, you had to make it last. So I decided to leave being self-employed and get a real job. And since 7 years ago, I've been a software developer. 6 years ago, and then I only just got back into magic 3 years ago, I think it is now. So I've been in magic a long time. Even whilst I was on the road, I always used to have a pack of cards or a coin on me and practice my sleights. But back performing, 3 years I've been back in doing magic.
I've seen you doing it. You're pretty damn good.
Thanks.
One of the many links in the description today will be your website, which shows off your skills, plus also your web design skills. You made that yourself, I assume.
Yes, that's one of mine.
So we'll have that one linked down below. We'll have your actual web design company links below. And any examples you want me to put down there so that people can see what you do, we'll put those down there as well.
Cool.
And we're going to go for the idiot's guide to websites for you now. Obviously, I'm talking about me, not the lovely people on the channel. Let's pretend that I know nothing. Let's pretend I know literally nothing. I did design my website years ago, but it's long gone, as is all my memory of how to do it. So let's start from scratch. Web hosting.
Yes.
How does that work? And how does it work with you?
So web host is kind of like having a house. So your website is the house. Obviously, it needs a plot of land, and web hosting is your own little piece of land on a server, and that server is like a town. So I resell through a large company who have all the server farms and everything secure, and uptime of very high standards with very good speeds. So I subsell parts of those servers onto people. I've done websites for a very long time, and one of the first things that I found when I was doing them originally was how expensive they can be. And since growing up and getting older, I've realized that there isn't actually a huge cost in it, so why are we paying so much for it? So I've decided to offer a service that has the same standard you'd get from your big names that you see with TV adverts and radio adverts, but offer it at an affordable cost, because you're getting the exact same product just at a more affordable fee. So yeah, with your web host, you're effectively getting a part of a server that has your website and is spread globally through many channels. But obviously, to find that website or that plot of land, you need an address, so your house address, and that's what a domain name is. So if you went to dannyrag.co.uk, nemedphoenix.co.uk, whatever it is, that is effectively like your street address, and that then sends the user to that plot of land, or the website in this case, as long as that kind of makes sense to you. I tried to make it like analogy.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go with that analogy then. Let's say I've bought my street address. I've already discussed probably in the video elsewhere that I've narrowed down all the various choices down to Wix and WordPress, and then I've decided I discounted Wix, so WordPress is the one for me. So that would be like the bricks of the house, the what you use to build the house, and that's what you use as well, isn't it? WordPress.
Yes. So all of my websites that I provide to clients or that I develop myself, that is all done on WordPress. So WordPress is a free open source blogging software, which since it was developed and over the past 15-20 years has grown from just being a basic blogging thing to allowing you to install plugins and themes and advancements to it to make it this incredible open sourced website creator. It's got a lot of pros, especially the one that we were discussing, which is Elementor. That's what I use, and effectively makes WordPress like Wix or like Microsoft Word. It's got a what you see is what you get editor. It's very visual. It's drag and drop. You can just type into it, and literally what you see and what you develop is generally what is shown on the website. So yeah, the WordPress is effectively like you said, it's the bricks, what makes it run. And with Elementor, but back in the day, and you'll probably agree with me, when you create a website, you had to sit and code it manually. You had to type all the HTML, all the styling, all of that, and that's what made the the website function, and that was an absolute pain in the bum. Whereas
It was.
now, yeah, exactly, and what would take 30 minutes for me to create a colourful box with some text in can be done in 30 seconds. You tap the text editor, you drag it into where you want it, you type your text, you click style, you change the colours, and it does everything automatically in the back end for you, and to a higher standard. So it's already optimized, it's already beautiful, and it's a very simple way of creating the actual website.
Cool. So someone buys hosting from you,
Yep.
whatever monthly is free, and you set them up. At that point, they open up their website and they have an introduction to the basic WordPress. That's what they see on their screen.
Yes, so they'll just have the WordPress blogging setup and the admin access. From there, depending on if you want to try and create a website using the WordPress Gutenberg editor or whatever they're calling it now, that can be very tricky because it's all blocks and it's still difficult. So there's various plugins you can add in, but Elementor is the free version of Elementor. You just install that and you can start to begin to create a website. Having some basic knowledge of websites helps, how you would link things or pages, etc. But a quick YouTube search, or if anyone's got any questions, shout them over in the group. But it's quite simple. Once you install Elementor, that gives you everything that you basically need to start cracking up.
And you said there was an Elementor Pro they can get as well. What's the difference?
Yeah, so Elementor Free is obviously free. It comes with some themes and some pre-designed blocks, which is the best part about Elementor, the themes. So you can literally go and create a home page, edit it with Elementor, and you can install or insert blocks which are pre-designed, which means the layout's already done. They've just got filler texts and images, and you just replace them, change it a little bit, put your colors in there, and you're done. So what, like we said, what would have taken 20 minutes, 30 minutes just to create a small section, you can have a full page done in that time, and then you just add your text and everything in. Using Elementor, I can have a full 4-page website done within 3 hours. It's very, once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could take me a little bit longer than that, probably.
Yeah. Once you know where things are and exactly what you're doing and how you drag and drop, and obviously having an understanding of websites and the coding, I know what a margin is or a padding. But once you start editing them with the visual editor, you can see what it's doing. So you know, oh, that's what that does, that's what this is. But because of the Elementor themes and blocks that you can drag and drop from the free one, you don't need all that. You can just go, right, I like the look of this one, insert, oh, I want this contact form and this map, drag and drop, and you can already have the contact section, the text section, the gallery, whatever you want, quite quickly done, you know, just using the free version. The pro version gives you some advanced options. It gives you some plugins that you can drag and drop in for like custom loop grids, which effectively is your blog posts. If you want it to look fancy and how you want it rather than just a picture and some text, you can use the pro version to create them. There's some extra little bits that are more for the developer side of things. I use the pro version purely for some of the extra templates. You do have some fancier templates that obviously are covered by the cost of the pro, but there is a full, on their website there is a full comparison to show you all the extras. Some things like contact forms, Google Map plugins, the new YouTube video thing that they've added to the newest one. It just effectively means you can add a YouTube video using your own styling, but the YouTube video itself is loaded into this player rather than the generic YouTube video look. So it's just got a few extra features.
Okay, so they've built a website with you, they've paid you for the hosting, they've opened their computer, they've got the WordPress blog, they've done Elementor, they've started to build their page. What are their thoughts? What should the thought processes be concerning SEO?
So SEO is a very grey area right now. Back in the day, you could just do a lot of dodgy tricks, putting lots of text that's white against a white background with the wording like Magician Darlington or Web Hosting Darlington, etc. Now, if Google sees white text and a white background, it deems it as phishing or a black hat, I think it's called, way of doing SEO, and it marks you down. So SEO is kind of in a weird place right now, where Google is looking mainly for clear content where the text is clear and matches the Google search. It's looking for the quality of the website, how quick it can load up. The images are optimized so that they load quite quickly to the user, and they just want to provide the best website for that search. So if you search for a magician in Newcastle, you're not going to get a steakhouse in Northallerton. You're not going to get a job advert for a baker or anything like that. They want the websites that they provide in the results to be the best quality content for that search. And with Google bringing in their AI feature at the top now, it's affecting ranking a little bit. Google Maps is a very good SEO thing to work on. We can touch on that in a bit. But for SEO ranking, with WordPress, you can get plugins. So Yoast SEO is one that I've used. Rank Math SEO is one I've used. And they effectively check your content, your pages, and your data on your website with Google's parameters, and it gives you the same ranking Google would give you or similar. So it basically allows you to improve the quality of your content to match Google. It can tell you if your pages have been crawled by Google or if they haven't yet, and then you can submit them to Google yourself. They can help you create the schema markup. So if you've got an FAQ section on your website, you can use these plugins to generate the schema. So when they search Magician Darlington and the FAQ sections there, it'll show you the FAQs under your link. I don't know if you've seen that on Google, or if you're looking for products, if you've got a product, the schema is a product. And when you search for that, it gives you the product details along with your website. These are the newer things Google's starting to bring in, the schemas. But a good plugin will help you with the SEO. Like I say, it's tricky. Google's basically trying to force you into pay-per-clicks because you're going to give them lots of money to be at the top. It doesn't matter where you are in the organic searches, they really want you to just pay them to be at the top. And I feel like they're trying to just force you to do that more now.
So yeah. It's less of an issue, SEO, these days. Basically, if you wanted to be really working it, you should be working on how to get AI to talk about you. Google Ads and an SEO as well would be ideal.
Yeah.
It's not the most important by far these days. So.
Yes, it's important because you want to be found.
Yeah.
But if you're running a business that's got a good turnover, or you're wanting to increase your turnover, pay-per-clicks and Google Ads is fantastic for that, especially if your website is of good quality. So what you spend on pay-per-clicks could, in turn, bring you a lot more leads, which you then just need to convert into the sales. So if you're serious about taking your magic business or your MC, or if you've got a product, spending the cash on a good PPC campaign with a company, I know Craig uses a company for all of his stuff. If you can get a good quality PPC campaign person, they'll save you money but also get you the best value for your clicks, because it's all about getting that return on investment. So you spending £100 on clicks is a lot if you're not working as much, but if that £100 a month brings in 10 gigs and brings you £2,000, say, that £100 has generated a lot for you. Waiting for your Google ranking to go up, I started off my Magic website with a PPC campaign to help boost the rankings and get me within the Google system quicker. But everyone has a different approach. Every SEO specialist will say something different to someone else. I personally am still of business cards, wedding fairs, person contact, hand your business card, word of mouth. But if you are serious about getting gigs through search engines, I'd suggest going for the PPC for a quick return. It's going to cost, but it's a quick return. And whilst that's happening, get your SEO results through your plugins or through reports done to a high standard, and wait for Google. Once Google caches your website, it can take a while for you to appear on the first few pages. I know when my website first went live and I got it cached and I got it read, it was on page 17. So it wasn't high up there. Now for something like Wedding Magician Darlington, I think I'm the bottom of page 1. For Magician Newcastle, I'm towards the middle of page 1. But again, it changes quite a lot. Each week I have a report sent to me and it shows me how up or down I am.
Basically do everything, right down to possibly changing it with blogs and stuff like that.
Well,
okay.
Blogs is a huge part of SEO. As Google likes to see fresh content. So if you can update a blog with content daily, weekly, whatever you can physically manage, as long as it's content where the keywords and the data can match, blogs is a great way, because Google is always looking to provide, like I said, the best website for the search result, but also the one with like a lot of content available that's good quality content. So a blog post is a fantastic way of keeping the content on your website fresh.
So that was all pretty good information, Danny. Thanks a lot. And we've got all those links down below for all the websites that you've come up with and your website. Is there any last minute details that you should think I should be asking you, things they should know?
When it comes to a website, just make it clear, simple. Make sure you've got some photos for people to look at. When it comes to photos, WordPress does have plugins for optimization, so it'll downsize the file size but keep the quality so that it loads quicker. One of the things with SEO on Google is how quick the page loads. So the more images you've got that are 15, 20 meg, because they come from a wedding photographer, the slower the page will load. So you can run them through plugins or just through actual websites themselves. There's loads of free ones, and what that'll do is it'll compress it to kilobytes whilst maintaining as much quality as possible so that the page can load quicker. Elementor itself is renowned for having a good Google load time because of the back-end code that they generate when you design your website. But primarily, when you design your first website, it won't be good. It's always the same. It's the same as when you create a trick. The first product you create, it's never right. That's why you work on it. So as long as you get the bare bones there, get some rough text and layouts there, look at it. The good thing with Elementor is you can also optimize for iPads and mobiles. So you can change the screen size so that it works on all devices, all within one system. So have a play with that. Make sure it looks good on all devices so that if someone's sat on a bus looking for a magician, your website looks great on their phone. If they're sat in an office, it's going to look good on a desktop. But yeah, make sure everything is simple, concise, clear. Things like image load times and things like that, that will come eventually. If you've got any questions on these little bits for load times, just shoot them in the group and I can jump in and answer them. But yeah, just have fun have fun creating it. I say that. It's a boring thing doing a website, but if you're creative or you've got a vision, like anything, just stick at it, get it done. If there's something you don't know how to do, there's plenty of YouTube videos by Elementor on how to do something. There's loads of Google search results for Reddit where they give you step-by-step things to do. But Elementor's website and YouTube covers everything from the ground up on how to use the system and how to create the website. But as long as you've got the idea in mind and what you want and how you kind of want it, just do that and just build it from there. Like anything, just keep at it, keep developing it. I think that's, yeah.
Okay, Danny, you gave me exactly what I was looking for. I've kept it short and concise this time. We've got all the information that we need. Thanks very much for that. There will be more interviews coming up in the season. They'll be short and concise like this, or there'll be some longer ones. I think I've got Mark Oberon coming up. I'm going to let him talk. If they're very long ones, I think I'm going to start doing the interviews on a separate day. I'll leave a little section on the main video, and then I'll let you come and find the rest of the interviews later on a different day. So we'll wrap this one up now, but I think we're going to wrap this up with some actual activity. I'm a magician that's been professional for most of 20 years. I had a website for a while. I don't have one now. I've used excuses. Second this video finishes, you'll set me up a website. Done.
Yeah.
Oh, your prices for people. I'll put those in the. They're on your website. On your website.
Yeah, no, they're on the website. You can put them in the description. If anyone wants anything, they can just shoot me a DM and I can give them pricing or whatever. But it's all on the website.
Cool. We'll finish this interview, and in 10 minutes, I will have the basics of the hosting set up, and I'm just going to have to fill it with pictures of Fat Nem, and eventually, as Fat Nem becomes Thin Nem, I will improve the horrific look of the video of the website. All right. Interview 1 done. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, Nem.
Right, that's episode 1 in the bag for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Danny's interview was very informative, and I now have a website. Hey, there's nothing on it, but I have it. I'll start working on that this week. Hopefully you new guys have enjoyed the video. You old guys have enjoyed the video, and you've all subscribed and joined the Facebook group. And as I said quite often in the first season, and will continue to say in the second season, more important to me than subscribers is comments. The more comments I see down there, the more I know that you are actually watching the videos. And if I know you're actually watching the videos, I have to get out of bed in the morning and do these goals. So whatever the thoughts you have, as long as they are vaguely pleasant, put them in the comments below. I will read and respond to every single one. That's it for this week. Go level up.